here we go. In 3, 2.
We ready right now.
Leave that.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, back to Blame Your Brother. That's right. We are back once again for a new episode. We're streaming Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube. So come hang out with us. Subscribe to that page. Hit that like button when you jump in the chat room, and you can watch us live. It all happens in real time. The mistakes. Maybe I slap John. Maybe John slaps me. We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know who's going to get slapped, when, where, how.
That's the beauty of live TV and live broadcast. So come hang out with us. You never know what might happen. But, you know, if you miss that, you can grab the podcast, any of the podcast platforms, Friday morning. You know them, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, name it, we're on there. So there's two of us that come to you every week. I'm one half of that duo. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of people, Glenn Jackson, spiritual midget, Mr. Wonderful, and this gentleman sitting over here to my left, it is John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so a lot of great things to talk about tonight, some sad things to talk about tonight, and this month is what Women's History Month. And so we figured we would end the month. This is the last day of the month by doing the Mount Rushmore of Female Musicians. So there's a lot to draw from there. You know, it's going to be an interesting list. People are going to get left off. People are going to be upset, but what are you going to do?
I mean, there's only 8 slots. What are you going to do?
But we're looking forward to it.
I said slots. Anyway.
Sure. Clarify that. And of course, I mean, it would be remiss if we did not talk about the Oscars, as everyone.
What happened to the Oscars?
Yeah, you'll find out in just a little bit. But we do want to mention last week we had Tim Todd on, who was here to discuss his project, Emo Boxhead. So if you have not checked that episode out, please go back and listen to it and be following him on the social medias. He's on Instagram, TikTok. He's going to have a lot more about that project, which I'm very excited about. So it looks like a fun deal, and he's been very excited about his appearance on here, so we appreciate it. And next week, we're going to have Courtney Rogers on the program. So Courtney is reached out to us via social media, said she wanted to come on the show. She is she's trying to be. She's running for office in Nashville, so we're looking forward to that. Yes, Courtney Rogers, candidate for Williamson County Commissioner, District 10. So we always like to talk politics. I mean, I do. So that'd be fun, get her take on it, what it's like running a local election, trying to win in Williamson County, which is not a very liberal-friendly area. So lots of questions for her, Courtney Rogers, next week. But, you know, we like to talk about ourselves at the beginning of the program, so we'll do that at first. John, what's going on with you this week?
As I told you before about the show, I've been working on my genealogy and stuff, something I've always been interested in, but due to my Italian heritage and the fact that I can't read, write, or speak it, I've hit a brick wall a while back, but things have opened up, and I've actually been able to go back an additional 4 generations back, so I'm pretty excited about that.
There you go. So is there any plans to go to the old country?
I mean, that's always on my bucket list. It's just...
What's the hold up, man? What's the hold up?
One
day you're going to be old, John. You're going to look back at these moments and wish you had grabbed them and moved forward with them.
When I do go, I'd like it to be memorable for the kids too.
Ah, okay.
So I don't. I mean, right now they're 5 and 3, and it'll just be a blip on their radar, even if that.
Well, you don't want to travel with 5 and 3-year-olds overseas. That would be miserable. But like I said, me and Casey have went to so far Japan, France by ourselves, and it's just
but you've got the golden ticket when it comes to in-laws.
No, I know. I'm just saying I wouldn't. I can't imagine taking the kids overseas. It's just I can't.
I think if we had some caliber people like you guys do, we'd probably been on a lot more trips.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So.
I mean, just traveling with kids is a nightmare. I mean, no one wants to talk about it, but it is a freaking nightmare. Yeah. Some of the time, honestly, I mean, I know certain parents want to hear, but I'm just going to, it ruins the trip sometimes. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Okay, especially if they're a certain age. It's just, look, sleep routine for kids is very important. And when you move them outside to another city in a hotel with a crap bed, you're not getting sleep.
Yeah.
And then you come back from the vacation, you're like, why do we even take this stupid vacation? So
Yeah.
once they get a little bit older, it's easier. But man, when they're young, it can be hit or miss. So, well, I hope you make it to Italy one day, especially, your family's from there, and genealogy is a big thing for people. You said you're going to take the DNA test soon.
Yeah, yeah. I've ordered them. They're on their way, and so
Nice.
depending on how long it takes to get it back, I will definitely share the results here on the show.
Nice. Well, yeah, for sure. That'll be a big reveal, and we'll see if you have any, what percentage of African you might be. We'll see. We don't know.
I mean,
I imagine it's going to be heavily
it's
Italian.
going to be. It's got to be more than yours, that 1%. But then again, I'm not going to say.
Well, we'll see, right? So when he reveals that, he'll reveal it on the show. Now, this past weekend, I went to the, let me make sure I get the Van Gogh Immersive exhibit.
That looked like it was really cool.
In Nashville. So here's what I'll say. First off, I didn't know this was going to happen because we were scheduled to go like Saturday. And then I wake up in the morning on Friday. I turn on the news, and the first story is like, oh, these people haven't got their permits. They may not even open. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, what is happening here? They got their permits. Me and the wife went out on Saturday night, went to Coco's Italian Market, had some good food there. Wonderful place. Highly suggested if you're in the Nashville area. Then we go on. So now the tickets are like $70 a piece. So it's not cheap. Those are the second tier. So there's standard, second tier, and then VIP, which is like $100 a ticket or something. So if you get just the standard tickets, you don't get a seat cushion. I wish I probably would have gone with that, truthfully. They say so you go to the website and you're supposed to schedule your time. So if they're full, you can't do it, right? We scheduled our time at 10 o'clock on Saturday. We showed up at like 8:45 and they just let us in. They were like, all right. They didn't check the time or anything. So if you're thinking of going, you're in Nashville, just pick around the time you want to go to. They do not check the time, so you can just go in. Bring you something soft to sit on if you don't get the second tier. But anyway, you go into a room. It's a pretty big size room, and it's a 4-wall display of the art. So it's showing all these Van Gogh. Van Gogh's got some great stuff. You see that. It's got music paired to it. And I mean, it's all right, man. I mean, if it was like $30, I would highly suggest everyone go check it out. It's hard to suggest it at $70. But I know Ender, friend of the show, and his wife went Tuesday, and they seemed to have enjoyed it. So I told my wife, I don't know, man. I think we were a little bit disappointed by it, but I said this: if you got the money and you just want to spend money, go. If you don't want to spend $150, I probably would pass. I'd say I could probably put one together in this room right here and charge $30. But, it's fun to get out, man, and just do something new and see. I love going to art exhibits and things like that. So that's what I did. And I am going to be, hopefully, I don't know about this, John. I'm hopefully going to be an extra on a TV show next week. It is a
TV show or a movie?
TV show, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's a TV show. It seems like it's a TV show. I don't really know what it is. I guess I could look it up. But so it's a Michael Shannon, Jessica Chastain project. Now, I mean, those are two like big names, man. Like, I mean, Jessica Chastain literally just won Best Actress. So
For another Tammy.
Yeah. So let me look this up. So okay. So I'm supposed to go on Thursday and Friday. There's about 150 extras from this email I've said. And you have to be there, it says, for 12 hours each day. Now, I'm just going to be realistic here. I might do 12 hours the first day. I'm not doing 12 hours the second day. I'm just going to walk out of there. I mean, they can't hold me there. Yeah. And unless, like I said, I'm not signing anything that says if I leave, I'm getting gigged for something. So
today in the news, the new George Jones movie is held up because an extra didn't show up for the second day.
I mean, God, dude, I said Jessica Chastain's in this. Am I crazy right now? I mean, am I making this up? I swear to God, I thought it was Jessica Chastain. What if I've gotten this wrong the entire time? This is bad. Okay, Michael Shannon. Nothing's coming up. I don't know what's going on here. I swear to God, it is 100%. It is
It's Michael S. Hannon.
Oh God!
And,
what if this is like Nashville, the reboot? Okay, Michael Shannon, George Jones, George and Tammy is an upcoming America drama television miniseries starring Jessica Chastain and Michael Shannon. So it's a TV series. Okay, so I go Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday is set in the 1960s. I have to provide my own outfit. And they sent me pictures of this, and this is bad, brother. This is like, take your most stereotypical 1960s cowboy outfit. I'm talking like the shirt, the Western shirts, the freaking cowboy hats, the Wrangler jeans. Where am I going to get this stuff? I don't even know.
I would just go to Lee's house and get one of his plaid shirts.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And I know he's got some like brown pants.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna text him tomorrow.
I know he's got the plaid. He's got plaid for days.
And then the second day I have to dress like in the 1990s, which is a little bit more leeway because they sent me pictures. Like the lady sent me like, here's the pictures for reference, and one of them is the pictures from the Growing Pains. So I could go. That's like you can dress anyway in the night. I can find that at the Goodwill like very easily. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you probably have that at your house,
right? Yeah. So
and
apparently they have. But anyway, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. I got to go get tested for COVID on Monday. I'm not worried about that. But man, I'm just, wow, 12 hours on a set. I don't even know what you're really even allowed to do. So that being said, I may not be able to talk about it when Courtney's here, but I definitely, if not, I will be talking about it the week after if all this goes through. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope I can meet Jessica Chastain, Michael Shannon. That would be great. But we'll see.
Bring the Zoom with you and see if you can't.
I could just take my phone, right, and just talk into it.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to try to hide my phone. I don't know if they're going to take it because, I mean, historically.
That didn't exist.
Well, that's what wouldn't, right? So, I mean, technically I couldn't have it in my pocket or anything. I don't know. I just don't like it. You know, I don't like getting dressed up anyway. Now I'm going to look like a freaking goofball. And do I need cowboy boots? I mean, I don't have cowboy boots. Who? I don't know. I'll see what people wore in 1960. But anyway, hopefully they'll have some shoes or something. So that may happen. I don't know. I may wake up Wednesday and go, I don't want to do this. We'll see. But whatever. All right. Well, let's get into the news, John. A few things happened this past week. But let's go ahead and talk about the sad thing that happened. Drummer of the Foo Fighters, former drummer of Alanis Morissette, Taylor Hawkins passed away. And this came out of the blue. Actually, I had a few people text me. I think my brother-in-law did. My wife texted me. And I think someone else. I mean, people were definitely thinking, look, I'm a Foo Fighters fan as much as the next person, but I'm not like, I told you, I don't really like, these celebrity deaths don't hit me that hard, honestly. I mean, should they, John? I don't know. I mean,
as far as, I think it means a little bit more if you were a drummer, then a drummer might affect you. But I mean, it's like if it was like Dave Grohl.
If it was Dave Grohl, I probably would be like, oh shit, man.
Yeah. But I mean, and there's times where Dave Grohl has swapped places with him.
Yeah.
And let him sing. No,
he's a good singer. I mean,
I mean, he's a great drummer, great singer, and I mean, obviously you can look at some of the stuff that the Foo Fighters done. I mean, everybody in that band has to have a good sense of humor.
Yeah. No, he seemed like a genuinely good guy. He was in the Alanis Morissette documentary I watched on HBO, and he just seemed like a very likable, down-to-earth kind of dude, and talked about his drug abuse situation there. Yeah. And I watched the Foo Fighters documentary, and they addressed it there,
They recently shot a movie, too.
Yes, the 666 movie or whatever. Yeah. So Colombian authorities on Saturday said Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins had 10 substances in his system when he was found dead. 10. They found substances including opioids, benzos, tricycline, and antidepressants, THC, a bunch of things. And so apparently they said his heart was like twice the size of a normal person's heart. And I guess he died from heart failure at the age of 50 years old. So you just never know. Like, you would watch interviews with these guys, and it seemed like they all had families. Like in the Foo Fighters documentary I watched, they literally had their families with them, kids with them. They were all like, yeah, we just kind of hang out. We're one big family. And I guess you don't really know like what anyone really going through sometimes, you know, like it's good to check in on your friends you haven't talked to in a while. Not that they may even open up about it, but at least you have that opportunity to do so. But, you know, he was, like I said, just artistically great drummer, great singer. And like I said, just had this great spirit about him. And it's just another example of the rock and roll lifestyle is just, it's tough. I mean, a lot of people don't last, you know. It's someone like the Dave Grohl is really like the rare example of someone. If you look throughout all those bands, I mean, Kurt Cobain dead, Lane Staley dead. I can't remember the Soundgarden guy. Jeez.
Cornell?
Yeah, Chris Cornell dead. You know, this guy dead. I mean, you can just start doing it. There's a bunch of them, you know. And it's just tragic. So I'm sure Foo Fighters have canceled the remaining tour date, which is, you know, that's good. And I know that he almost OD'd before, and Dave Grohl said it like really hurt him. So I can't even imagine what he's going through right now. This is like his best friend, you know. Yeah. So that's what we really got to think of. I mean, I know he's like a public persona in a band, but he's
got close personal friends that are dealing with this on a level that we can't understand.
Right.
Just being fans.
Yeah. So rest in peace to him, man. It just sucks, man. You know, and I don't know. You know, we talk about this so much. Is there a lesson? I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I mean, you know, if you're using drugs and he was using them enough, no one knew about it, but it's crazy. All right. Well, let's talk about the big thing. Oscars was this past weekend. Did you watch, John?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know what happened.
Right. Well, I was watching. So I'm going to tell my story. So
you were watching live.
Well, I was watching live. So I love the Oscars, okay? I do. I love movies. I love seeing what's going to win. I made some picks, so I was kind of watching. In this podcast I listened to, everybody did picks, and if you won some. I don't know what you won, but I just like to pick. And I was doing pretty good with my picks. I was watching, and then I was like, they're doing a lot of the lame awards in the middle, so I'm just going to. So my wife said, do you want to watch a show we watch called Killing Eve? She's like, do you want to watch Killing Eve? I said, yeah, I'll watch it, and then I'll jump back in, you know. And so we're watching Killing Eve, and we're about done with the show, and she pulls up an account, Barstool Sports, and she goes, Barstool is saying that Chris Rock just got smacked by Will Smith. I went, what are you talking about? I go, that's a bit. There's no way that happened. And she goes, no, they're saying it's real. And I went, what? I said, okay, well, let's check it out. So I just rewound it just a little bit, you know. And I said, okay, well here it is. Let's see what happens. And it happened. And I couldn't believe this happened. This is one of the craziest. Yeah. I can't even put logic to it. It is insane. So for the play-by-play of those who don't know, Chris Rock, if you don't know who that is, younger generation, he's a comedian. Good one.
Yeah.
And he's up there, and like they do, they roast people. You know, nothing, it's never real. I mean, unless it's like Ricky Gervais or something.
Ricky Gervais tore everyone. I mean, a new one.
He drops a nuclear bomb on these people. Chris Rock is like nothing. It's like, yeah, stuff you can laugh about. So in the front row, it's Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett has no hair. The backstory of that is she has some form of alopecia, so she can't grow hair. She's losing hair. Okay. I mean, she looks like $1 million, number one. I mean, she looks she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. They're millionaires. You figure they could take the joke. If you don't know where this is going, you're going to love this story. So Chris Rock puts out one of the most, if you went to a wing place, John, and they got mild, medium, hot, scorched earth.
Definitely mild.
I almost put it under plain. I mean, this joke was mild at best. I mean, mild, he said.
Well, the thing is like some people knew about her thing, but it wasn't like common knowledge.
No one knew she had this thing where she's losing her hair. They just thought it was a lot of black women have that fashion statement, and they look great when they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some white women look great with it. I think it should be embraced more by people, truthfully. But anyway.
Sinead O'Connor is probably one of the most
She looks great with it. Yeah. I mean, my God. Like I said, once again, she looks out great. But there's more, there's obviously there's a little bit more to all this. So anyway, he says, there's Jada Pinkett Smith. I hear you're getting ready for G.I. Jane 2. Okay, that's the joke. Not a very good joke. I mean, it's serviceable.
It was almost a compliment the way he said it.
Yes.
He's like, because he's making fun of other like women who's not doing very good roles.
Right.
And he said, now Jada Pinkett, I'm waiting for G.I. Jane 2. You're going to be great.
Right. And Will Smith, now it shows Will Smith, as they do,
He's
when they
laughing.
roast on they show the people, they show Will Smith, he's laughing.
And it pans over to Jada.
And she rolls her eyes. And then it pans up to Chris Rock. And then you can hear him go, hey, whoa, what's going on
Well,
here?
He's like, oh, he saw her roll the eyes. So he's like, it's just a joke. It's all good. And then suddenly he's like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, King Richard coming up and...
So he thought, in my opinion, right there at that moment, what do you think he thought was going to happen? Because I got my theories.
I thought knowing, because, I mean, they have a history.
Right.
And most of their history has been friendly.
Okay, yeah.
And so I would assume if I was Chris Rock and this was happening, is the mildness of the joke,
Right.
I would have thought he was going to come up and mine a few
That's
jokes
what I thought.
and
Like
then turn around and walk
fake,
away.
fake some fake punches, like he's
Yeah.
punching, like fake, like he's strangling, a fake out. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. No. He takes an open fist, man, open palm, and slaps the bejesus out of this guy, man. I mean, this was a hit, bro. You could hear it on the broadcast. Now, you can also hear a pin drop at this moment because the crowd's like, what is happening right now? Now, they have to think at this point, they have to think this is a bit. They have to. I mean, I would think it was a bit. Watching it live, I'd be, oh, this is, okay, it's funny, I guess. I mean, it's kind of stupid. But, and then, and I'm going to tell people, as someone who has been mad before in their life, in my early 20s, I was very full of rage, okay? Now this,
I think there's other connotations, especially that me and you can identify with Chris Rock in this moment, with his upbringing versus our upbringing, which,
right.
let's be honest, wasn't very different, despite the fact that he was black and we were white.
Right, yes. Now, if I put myself in Chris Rock's shoes, I probably would have done the same thing, truthfully. I mean,
I saw shades of my brother quite a bit in Chris Rock from once he saw the eye roll on through.
Yeah. But what we don't see what we don't hear during the American broadcast is Will Smith. And this is where I've seen the rage, man. I've experienced Will Smith's rage, where he says, "Don't," basically saying,
he said, "Keep my wife's name out your
effing mouth," twice. And you can now, if you go and watch, there is a amount of rage in his eyes that only people, I think, that have suffered anger in their life. I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
I saw it and I went, I've been there, bro, dude. Dude, when we lived in an apartment, I punched a hole in a wall. That's how you know That's how you know you have anger problems, bro. When you're going around punching holes in walls, players. Will Smith was in the wrong. Yes, we agree with you. So, yes, Festo. Yes, he was in the wrong.
Definitely.
We're not. No, he was wrong 100%. We're going to play by play. Now, Chris Rock in that moment has a choice. He could have eviscerated him. He could have destroyed him with words.
He almost did.
You could see he almost does,
no,
right?
even he said, "Oh, well, I could."
Yes.
And he pauses and he looks over to his left, and then he shakes it off and he just plows on through back like it didn't happen.
What a moment. That's what everybody wishes they would have done. That's what everyone in America, well, you would think that, because I've discovered that a lot of people, John would assume, we both assume, as we just said, Will Smith was in the wrong 100%.
Yeah.
There is a number of people online, and not just a few. It's a
vast number.
Think that what he did was respectful because he was defending his woman. What does that mean? What does that mean, defending your woman?
I was thinking about this whole scenario.
Yeah.
And what would have to be the things if I were in Will Smith's shoes?
Right.
What would it take for me to do that? And I'm not saying that in no way, shape, or form I would never do that.
Right.
But there are a whole lot of ifs leading up to that situation.
Well, not that, number one, not that joke. I don't know any words. I don't know any words. Now, you got to think about this. This is not in a comedy club, bro. This is on
a national stage.
National stage. You are up for a Best Actor award. You are A-list celebrity. Now, you got to think about like that. I don't know if I'm in his position. There's any words. We might have words after the show. But there's no words I could imagine where I rush the stage and slap that man. I just can't do it, man. I just can't imagine. I don't know. Everyone's different, right?
I think worst case scenario, if I'd have gone up there, I'd have been like, you need to fix this, Chris.
Right. But even if you're really that upset, and I heard this on another show, and I thought it was probably the best form of action, if it bothers you that much, why didn't you just leave? You and Jada get up and just leave. That sends the ultimate message. Because, see, what people are saying is when people insult you like that, the ultimate victory for them, the ultimate moral
is to make you make them look like the hero.
And make you look like a moron. And they want you, some of those people, I'm not saying Chris Rock did, but a lot of people in youth are wanting you to slap them or hit them. They beat you. They mentally defeated you, right? They broke you. So nothing could fix this, man. Now, here's some crazy stuff. Now, they have said now as of today. Now he did issue an apology the next day. Will Smith did. Okay. I mean, it's probably too late, but whatever. That's up to Chris Rock to decide at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't owe me an apology. As the American public, he doesn't owe me squat. All right. Yeah. That's between him. That's really between him, the Academy, and Chris Rock, truthfully. I mean, I've lost all respect for Will Smith. Don't know that I really I mean, I've never been like, obviously I liked him in Independence Day, but I don't know, man. There's always been something about him that just seems a little bit off. I don't know, man. There's something about him that seems a little bit off, and there's something going on with him, John. Obviously,
I mean, most of his career, he came off to me as hokey.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, aside from, I agree with you, Independence Day, that was great.
Right. Bad Boys. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that was made to be it. And then there's some serious roles that he did a good job in. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Right. I mean, he's a good actor, right?
I Am Legend was good.
He was great in King Richard. I watched it. He was great in it. I mean, it was a good performance.
But a lot of his stuff is, the Men in Black stuff and Wild Wild West. Those were
not good.
were not good movies.
Good. Not good.
And so there's this persona that he's put out.
Yes.
That is extremely, it's either closeted, trying to cover up something, or it's just completely removed from his actions from the other day. And it seems like it was pent up. And there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know any of this to be true, so I'm not going to repeat it. About their relationship.
Oh, no. John, that's documented. They've talked about it. That you're not saying things that are not true. Mm-hmm. They have discussed it on her show, that she had an affair and that they were in an open marriage, but maybe one of them didn't know how open it truly was, and she was out sleeping with other men. I think that's a given. So did Will Smith sign up for that? I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation where your wife rolls her eyes. It's like, honey, just get over it, is what you need to say in that situation. Like,
I mean, if all of that is true,
yeah. So there's a lot.
Then there's no way I would have gotten up. Not 100%.
Well,
there's no way on earth that I would have gotten up. I'd have been like, "It's a joke. Get over it."
I mean, exactly.
Now, if they had like the perfect marriage, right, and none of this other stuff was going on, and the night before somebody had said something about her hair and she was crying on the bathroom floor and he was consoling her, and then the very next day this happened, those are a whole lot of ifs.
Right. which
that might spur me to action. But
well, guys,
with all that other stuff,
here's what we got. You cannot be violent in this situation. You cannot. We have railed against. I have railed against the Trump people over the last 4 years, and this was their MO. How they would go to these rallies and start fights with words, okay, in both parties. And we've said, no, that's not right. You cannot be fighting people at protests or at events like this. It's just not the way it's supposed to be. Martin Luther King, pick him. If you're Christian, pick Jesus. If you're another, pick whoever your Middle Eastern philosophy is. These men preached non-violence. And you know why? Because that's the proper way to do things. This sets a bad example for his kids, for kids that look up to him, for people that look up to their marriage. It's all just bad.
I can't think of any situation that was made better through violence.
No.
Especially if you're trying to prove a point. I mean, even as Christians, look at the Crusades. Oh, look at all the Christians that live in the Middle East now. Oh, wait.
Right. Violence is, like I say, if someone's going to hurt your family, yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, we all understand that. It's called self-defense. Feslov says, now Zanies will have to hire an extra security guard to make sure viewers from the floor don't attack talent. And it could definitely embolden these fans to be like, oh.
I honestly, when this happened, I was thinking, well, this is definitely why it was a good reason not to allow Kanye into the Grammys.
Right. Oh, exactly.
Because Kanye, you expect it. You'd have told me 7 days ago that Will Smith was going to slap the piss out of Chris Rock.
You just said no way, right?
No way, unless it's a bit.
Right. And so there's still some people believe it's fake. At this point, dude, look.
There are too many. I watched a video of about a guy that does like facial feature recognition and body language.
Mm-hmm.
And he said there's like the immediate reactions that can't be faked, especially from Chris Rock.
Yes, Chris Rock is not
seconds, like not milliseconds after you see Chris Rock's right hand go back, ball up for a second,
and
instinctively he was going to swing back. And
he's someone that deals with anger. He's talked about a lot.
He's talked about it a lot on David Spade and David DeCarvey's podcast.
I mean,
he was picked on when he was young. He was small.
He almost killed a kid.
Yeah.
He took a backpack to school with a brick in it. The kid kept bullying him. He hit him with the brick and started stomping him, and the kid was severely. So he's been in therapy for years dealing with this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on with Will Smith. This is not something is eating at him. I don't know if it's the pressure of Hollywood. I don't know if it's the pressure of his marriage. He needs help.
Yeah.
Is it drugs? I don't know. A lot of theories now I've just heard about here and there is a lot of these actors are starting to take steroids. Ben Affleck. And they said when Ben Affleck was taking steroids to get bulked up for Batman, he was trying to fight like a lot of people. They said Will Smith definitely did for Ali, the movie. And he's in a movie coming out this year where he plays like a slave, a runaway slave. And you would imagine that jumping from the role he played in King Richard, where he was out of shape, he was a heavier set guy, he had to gain all that weight and then probably maybe lose it for I don't know. Something's going on. This is not typical. This is anger. This is rage bowling in this man. And so the Academy has now come out and said, we asked this man to leave, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not leaving, dude."
If you tell someone to leave,
they should have yanked him. I don't understand.
He's either gone or you get somebody to make him gone.
And then these people give this dude a standing ovation when he wins the award. I can't understand it. This is why conservatives don't like Hollywood right here. This stuff right here, dude, it sets a bad example. Because I'm going to tell you what, in my honest opinion, if this had been like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a conservative actor that would have, John Voight. Because that's the only one I think of. But pick one, you know.
Actually, he was one of the few people that supported. He was in favor of what Will did, which yes.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious? Of course he is. Of course he is.
Because I have no respect for that guy.
I don't either. That's funny. I said him.
They interviewed a bunch of people, and
That's hilarious.
he came up and they were like, "What did you think happened?" He's like, "Well, I mean, you hit somebody in the wrong day with something, and I mean, if I was having a bad day and he said something about my wife, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it."
Okay, let's say John Voight would have done it. That dude would have been arrested on the spot. Like, I just think he would have been arrested on the spot. I think there's certain A-listers that could get away with it, and I'm not saying it's a race thing. I think if Denzel would have done it, if you say like, I think if Javier Bardem would have done it, he probably would have been arrested. If Denzel, Brad Pitt, or George Clooney done it, or Will Smith, they probably get a pass. And this is, once again, these are the levels of Hollywood that exist, you know. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look for Will Smith, 100%. It makes Chris Rock look great, and that's why people are going to keep saying it's fake, right? I mean,
when O.J. Simpson is telling you to calm down.
That dude, bro. That dude literally got on TikTok or whatever, or Twitter or whatever, and he said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I felt like that before." Someone take this dude's social media away from him, dude. OJ does not need to be on social media saying these things. He's trash.
There's certain people you just need to gather up their electronics and put like something on it where they think they're going out to everybody, but they're just going out to each other.
That would be good.
Like him, Donald Trump, obviously. Ben Shapiro.
All of them. Okay, one last sad. So, yes, Will Smith committed assault from the chat 100%. He was wrong. So, there you go. But I'm sure people will let us know we're wrong. I'm sure they'll hit us up. Sad story. Bruce Willis is retiring from acting due to a mental condition. I don't have the name of it here, but it's one that attacks your speech communications. There's some wild stories. This man was out shooting guns scenes, blanks, but still shooting guns when he shouldn't be. He didn't know his lines. He had to have an earpiece. His brain is just shutting down. And, if you'd told me this 10 years ago, I would have been very upset about it. I've learned over the last 10 years that Bruce Willis is not a very good guy, and I don't wish this mental condition up on anyone, but it has made me reflect that I'm not really going to miss seeing him in movies anymore. I haven't liked the movie he's been in. That's probably been 15 years.
Yeah.
But once again, you can't take away these classics this dude's been in.
What's the last good one? Is it Looper? Maybe?
Yeah, Looper. You got Die Hard. That's if he only had if he only had Die Hard, you'd be like, all right, Die Hard, Pulp Fiction. If you just those two alone.
Yeah.
Looper's great. I'm trying to think. What are some other things?
Unbreakable, Sixth Sense.
Yes. So he's obviously in his time he was great. And then Kevin Smith kind of showed us that
Last Boy Scout. That was a great.
Oh, so I'm saying, man, I'm gonna miss the fact. It sucks that he has this. I would not wish this upon anyone. It's a terrible disease. Your brain, any condition where your brain starts shutting down is terrible. But I'm not gonna miss any movies. His movies have been terrible the last few years. Let's just be honest. So, I guess rest in peace to Bruce Willis's acting career. It sucks, but we're gonna move on. All right, well, it's time, John. Let's get to our Mount Rushmore of female musicians. This is going to be a hot one, man. So we are looking at all of them, all genres, all time periods, everything. Do you have any criteria going on? Is there any criteria before we get this started?
Not really. It's one of those things. It's women in music. It's just. There's not really a caveat that you could put on it.
So I'm going to, because it's so expansive, I'm going to try to break it into genres. I feel that was the only way I could do it. So I'm not necessarily I'm trying to. If you take a few that I have, then I may not be able to.
I was thinking about doing that, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to get away with some of these picks.
So I picked first. Today is one of the days where I kind of wish I could pick second because
we can trade.
But we gotta follow. We gotta follow the rules here.
No, you don't have to. We make.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You go ahead then. You want to pick first? I'll give you the first pick. This is a historic first. I will let, out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to let John pick first, even though I get the first pick. So because I've got two, and I really don't want to have to pick between the two. So once you pick one of them, I'll be able to run my list the way I need to.
So what you're saying, like I'll go first, but you get 2 and 3?
No. You go first. I go second. You go.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I'm giving you pole position.
All right.
For this Mount Rushmore.
For the record, I will probably never do this for you.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't care. Go ahead.
All right.
Who you got?
Just so you know.
Because I don't know who you're gonna pick at number 1, John. I really don't.
I mean,
there's 2 to me. There's 2, 1 and 2 to me. Now it might be for you. You may. What's hilarious if you pick neither of the 2 I had, that will be hilarious. But I would imagine you're gonna pick one of the 2.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go if we had like, if you asked 100 people what their number 1's gonna be.
Who is it? Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna pick the same one that
Okay.
most of them would pick.
Show some respect and get your
I
your
got
pick.
it is respect because this is the queen.
Okay, so that's who you're picking. All right,
of
that's
soul,
fine. Okay.
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. See, I don't think I was gonna pick her first, so you kind of helped me there. I definitely had her as one of the 2, but Aretha, what can you say, man? If you have a Mount Rushmore, she's going to be on most people's Mount Rushmore.
She was the very first woman inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So, I mean,
once again,
but just look at her career, the respect she's garnered, the other people that have been influenced by her. So, I mean, yeah, there's just so many people that.
She's the queen. I mean, she's the freaking shit. She's it. So, okay, what does she got? Aria's respect, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Freeway of Love.
Okay. I mean, once again, look. If I ever I love music. I do. And if I have a blind spot to music besides like Christian rock, which who doesn't? But if I had like a blind spot to mainstream music, it would have to be probably 50s, 60s R&B.
Yeah.
It's just not my strong suit. That's why I was never. I admire the greatness of Aretha. Like I was obviously, if you didn't pick her, I would put her on the list. But there's something about R&B, John. I've always said you can go from Aretha, you can go to Aaliyah, you can go to Mary J. Blige, you can go to whoever. It's just always just not been. That's the one genre. It's not for me, man. It's just not for me. People like Mary J. Blige is the greatest. I'm like, is she? Is she? I don't know. I mean, I just it just goes over my head. But you can't deny the greatness of Aretha. She is the queen. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to say about Aretha?
No, that's it.
All right. Good. My number 1 pick, obviously. If you're gonna pick a woman, you're here in the South. You're picking one of not only the greatest female musicians, the greatest human beings.
Another queen.
The queen, my queen. Aretha's not my queen. My queen is Dolly Parton. That's my number 1 pick. I mean, look, country music, number 1 of the greatest voices. I mean, Aretha's obviously one of the greatest voices of all time. Dolly, great voice. I'll always love you. Freaking 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream. I mean, come on. She's got the catalog just goes on and on and on. She even had a hit with Billy Ray Cyrus. Okay,
Romeo.
Right? Romeo.
Yeah.
Good song actually because of her.
Yeah.
She makes any song great, but she to me for the
Jolene.
country. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, how could? Geez, probably my favorite. Dolly Parton is Jolene, probably.
It's a great song.
So much. I mean, even when White Stripes covered it, it's so good. You know, it's such a great song. But she is the queen of country. There is no other. You could put other country people on there, but let's be honest. She is literally the queen. She is someone who people just love. I don't know that everyone loved Aretha, the person. She was a bit much. Everyone loves Dolly. I've never met anyone that doesn't like Dolly. I'm sure they're out there, but I've never met. So, yeah, Dolly Parton. That's my first face on there.
She would have been my number 2.
So our 1 and 2 would have been exactly the same. So this is where it's going to get fun now.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what you got.
My number 2 pick, I'm going for stage presence.
Okay.
I'm going for somebody that
Freddie
not
Mercury.
only
He did wear a dress on stage.
I don't think that's the qualifications we're going for yet.
I mean, we don't know what he identified as. Anyway.
not only did she have the voice, but she put on a show.
Is there a movie about this woman?
There is a movie about this woman.
I wouldn't have had her on my list, but that's interesting. Go ahead.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Big wheel, keep on turning. Pride, Mary, keep on rolling. I mean, that's a banger of a song.
Yeah, I mean, she made a resurgence in her 40s.
Yeah, with Pink Cadillac Road. Yeah, she's got some good songs. I'll give you. Yeah, she was on my list of people. Like, I'm not acting like I don't have her name written down, but I don't think I would have had her at number 2. But stage presence, you're probably right. She probably is. She may be at the top. Now I'm thinking about it. I mean, that is a good solid pick, bro.
She puts on a show, and to rival,
God, let me see if anybody
Elvis
else.
Presley and Garth Brooks. I mean, she would move on that. She owned every bit of that stage, and so I could not put her on the list. Well, unless you took her, but
Interesting. I would assumed you would have picked someone else because I actually didn't even write this person down. But that's interesting. Okay. Anyway, Tina Turner. Yeah, I mean, great choice. I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's a classic. So. Okay, so you got Aretha, you got Tina, I got Dolly. I really want to grab this person, but because I can't believe you're not taking this person. I didn't even write this name down because I literally thought it would be one of the first 2 you picked. But
I know who you're going to say, and I mean,
I
thought about it.
No, I'm going to leave it for. I'm going to leave. I'm not cruel. I got to go.
She might not make my list now because after my.
Okay, I got you.
So I mean,
country. Now I gotta get a rock. I gotta get a rocker in. I gotta get a rocker because you already got R&B. Got the R&B field, so I'm gonna have to grab somebody from R&B. I'm definitely gonna include them, but I've got some alternates you're not gonna pick. I gotta go with the best rocker I can think of as far as iconic, what she did for the game. I'm going Debbie Harry of Blondie. That is my rocker. I mean,
she's more than rock because she I wouldn't even say more than dabbled in.
What they did,
your disco,
a little rap. People say she was one of the first rappers ever.
But if you take, their most iconic songs, hands down, one way or another.
Yeah,
you break down that song. That's like 4 or 5 songs in one song.
Yeah,
and there's even like an alternative, like it sounds like it came from the '90s breakdown.
It does, right?
In the song, and I'm like,
if I was ever in love, like you'll look back at pictures of women and. Okay, I'm in love with Dolly Parton from the 70s and 80s. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I would have been like, I love Dolly Parton from 70s and 80s. I mean, I love her today, but like, I'm like, my God, this may be the perfect woman on earth. Debbie Harry, late 70s, forget about it. I'm in love with that person. She is there's something about her, just her stage presence, her looks, her attitude. Just she commanded the stage back in a time of the CBGBs where there weren't even that many women around, John. These were like punk rockers. You had the Ramones playing. You had the Talking Heads. You had all these like just gutter punks. And here she is commanding this band. It's unreal, dude. It's unreal. And she has a stage presence unlike any other. Tina Turner obviously jumps her own performance, but her stage presence, it's up there, man. So I got Debbie Harry, number 2.
That was a really good pick.
All right, John, you're at number 3 here.
This one, I'm going to have to shift gears, change genres.
Okay.
And personal respect, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of respect for this person.
Okay, that's interesting.
But
this is interesting.
She was the queen of the 80s. And without her, there's other people that we would not have. And I have to take her. I don't want to take her because I don't have her a lot of respect for.
I do.
But I do like a lot of her songs.
I thought about picking her number 2. I should have now. Dang it.
But, she's the queen of pop.
Dang it.
From all time.
You got it.
Madonna.
You don't have respect for Madonna? Bro, this is another one. 1980s Madonna. Young David's watching Like a Prayer. In this, I am in love with Madonna. Madonna.
When I was with you.
Madonna does not
know about the person.
She's great. She doesn't get enough respect as it is. She changed the freaking game. You're right. Every offshoot today. Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, freaking Taylor Swift. You pick anyone on the stage.
That's why she's on my
she
list.
was there. What do you not respect about her? What is
I mean,
this?
she didn't have respect for the people behind the scenes that built her up.
What are you talking about?
The guys that wrote her, what's her most famous song?
Like a virgin?
Like a Virgin. The guys that wrote Like a Virgin, they met her at a party and she blew them off.
Oh, John, boo.
Not even like a little bit.
You think you respect Aretha Franklin? She was trash to people. She treated people like garbage, man. She's the worst of the whole list, bro.
I don't know.
Oh, you look it up.
There's.
You know the term diva? Do you know who that comes from? Aretha Franklin. You know it's not good, right? That's like a bad term.
I know, but the thing is
You're saying Madonna blew off two losers, probably like me, and you. I would expect Madonna to blow me off too. If we wrote her a song. Are you serious, man? Come on, she's a
we wrote her
superstar.
that song that made her career.
She's-
I'd expect her to blow us off in a different way.
Made
But
her
I mean,
career, John. She had hit after hit after hit, man. Of these artists we've listed,
all built on the foundation of that song.
I can probably list more hits by her than all the artists combined right now.
Oh, I probably could too. But
I mean, she's amazing. I had an English teacher in high school. God, I can't think of her name. Anyway,
Rutherford, Finney,
no, it was the other one.
Richardson.
There
you go.
White lady,
That
blonde
is
hair.
so lame that I know all his English teachers. But
And I remember one time she said, just random, we weren't even talking about anything. And she goes, one day, people will look back at Madonna and they will say she's one of the classic beauties of all time. And I went, yeah, they probably will.
She has looks
Yeah.
that she's. I mean, you can go from Like a Prayer to the video Cherish to Ray of Light.
Right.
And if you tell somebody that's three different women, they'll be like, yeah, of course.
Right.
But she looks so different, but still immaculate in all three.
Right.
And so, yes, I would agree with that. She's a classic beauty.
Yeah.
And extremely talented.
I would agree. I mean, the hits are bangers, bro. I will, of all these artists, who will I actually listen to? Who have I actually went to Spotify and listened to? Madonna. I've searched Madonna songs.
Yeah.
They're bangers, dude. They're good. It's a good pick. I mean, it was my next pick. Okay. I got to pick someone then. I got to pick R&B. I got to get that out of the way. I mean, there's so many. I mean, obviously Aretha is great. Tina Turner would have been great. It's a little bit rock, but it's R&B for sure. I know who John, one name comes up on every list for John. Every list this woman makes an appearance, okay? I'm not picking her. Maybe he'll pick her fourth. If you don't know who I'm talking about, tough. Listen to past episodes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a diva for the modern age. One of the greatest singers I've ever heard in my life, who has one point surpassed the Beatles for singles. I think she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet. She has the best Christmas song ever written. That's Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is the modern day Aretha Franklin. Chops, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Octaves out the wazoo. And has a list of great hits, man. I mean, like I said, I believe she has more singles hits than the Beatles. I mean, she's up there. If she didn't beat her, she's up there. And Madonna, what a journey she's had, man. I mean, she started out very kind of adult-oriented, contemporary music, kind of segued into a little bit more R&B stuff, and then kind of went more to the hip-hop, and then kind of came back out of it. And, you know, she is one that when I think of a great singer, there's a few people I think of, and she's at the top of the list. It's either her or your girl. As just when you hear these people, you realize that God has put certain people on this earth to sing, and that's what some of these people are. So Mariah Carey, I love her. I love all my women so far. I mean, I absolutely love them. I didn't realize that's where this list was going, but I love these women. So, okay, Mariah Carey. So we're down to John's last pick. Now, John has picked so far R&B, R&B/rock, and pop. Apparently, John does not love the country genre at all. He disrespects everyone that lives in this music city.
I mean, you took my number two.
Where we're recording this from, it's the home of Music City. John is openly mocking you right now by not having one selection. There are a number of country artists out there. a number, iconic ones that changed the game. He's not going to pick it. He's probably going to pick his favorite artist who's on every list. Who you going to pick, John?
He's trying to bait me.
I'm not trying to do
so,
I'm not trying to do anything. I just want you to have the best list possible since you picked first.
I am going, and we've mentioned this person before on our show. Someone who both of us probably agree that changed the face of rock for at least women in the early 90s. I own her first album.
Oh, wow.
Great.
What a pick. What a pick.
I got to go north of the border
Yeah.
to visit Miss Alanis Morissette.
Great pick. Great pick. Oh, I love Alanis. That's great. Yeah, I mean, to jump on your point, she definitely changed the game for women artists that came after her. I mean, when at her prime, and younger people may not know this, older people may not, but she was a top billed artist in the country, like outselling men by the droves. And I just think she brought honesty to music for women. She brought able to approach subjects to a mass group of people. I mean, women, there's people like Joni Mitchell that have been writing very heartfelt, but Alanis Morissette took that, put power behind it, and the masses were now like, hey, we're not playing anymore. We're here. I'm going to sing about whatever I want, whether it be sex, heartbreak, anger.
And a lot of if you listen to some of her songs, you'd be like, not only did she just say that,
Yeah.
she pretty much insinuating she did that,
Right.
and she's telling the whole world about it.
Yeah.
And so there's, even those great people that you named still didn't go that far.
Right.
They wouldn't. They weren't expressing like, this is how I felt, and this is how I would prove that I felt this way.
Correct.
And still, this is how I'm treated. And so, there's many people that have admitted themselves that they probably wouldn't have had careers because of her.
Oh, 100%.
And so,
the entire Lil affair is owed to that,
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, we've come down to my last selection. And there are many favorites I would love to list, but I'm trying to really round out the list. I've got Dolly Parton, got Debbie Harry, got Mariah Carey, and I'm really torn between two people. But I'm thinking of the Mount Rushmore, and who does the mass people look like? And I got to look toward the future with my list, because a lot of my list is looking toward the past. We're looking toward the future. Who's someone that captures people's imaginations every time she puts out an album? No, it's not Taylor Swift, if that's what you're thinking. I would never put Taylor Swift on my list. I'm going to put one of the great voices of the modern era. It's Billie Eilish. No, I'm just kidding. It is. I'm going to put Adele on the list. I'm going to put Adele because
She's got some chops.
I don't have anyone of the modern era. I would love to put Amy Winehouse on there. God, you don't understand how much I love Amy Winehouse. But I think Adele is one to stay, and every time she puts out an album, it is a national news story. She has captured the
international.
Yes, she has captured the hearts of America. Her last album came out, and it almost broke the internet, dude. And yes, what I like about her is that she writes her music, she writes the lyrics. They're very, very detailed to her, emotional to her, and she can sing like nobody's business, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, the voice is, if you have a great voice and you're able to use it like that, and I just think she's going to be around for another 20, 30 years. I think she is,
she's got the classicness of her voice and the way her songs are written. She could be singing about the same things when she's 90.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And she probably will.
So,
she probably will. So, but there were so many, John. So many. Okay, let's rerun it. Okay, John had Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Madonna, Alanis Morissette. Good list. I had Dolly Parton, Debbie Harry, Mariah Carey, and Adele. Now, who are some people you didn't get to?
Obviously the one we kept alluding
Whitney
to.
Houston.
Diana Ross, Celine Dion, Patsy Cline,
Okay.
Cyndi Lauper,
It's interesting. I don't have any of these people written.
Lita Ford,
Don't.
Joni Mitchell.
I have Joni Mitchell.
Chrissy Hines,
Okay.
Stevie Nicks,
I got-
Shania Twain.
I had Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I had Shania Twain, obviously.
I mean, I could go on and on and on.
I had Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, Carly Simon, and Liz Phair for the indie rock there. But yeah, man, it was tough, but we did it. So happy International Women's History, whatever it's called. What is it called? Happy Women's History Month?
It's either Women's Awareness Month, but who's not aware of women?
Okay, well, happy month to the women. Okay, we love you. You're the best. Without you, there'd be no earth. So, and these women,
And Chris Rock wouldn't be slapped.
these women rock. And there's a lot of modern artists I love. I think Casey Musgraves is going to be someone that we're talking about in the 15, 20 years. I buy any album she puts out. I love her. And there's just, some great artists out there so that are female, and I love them. So, I could do one of unsigned. Like, I love that band Lemuria. It's a female singer. I love Lydia Lovelace. There's a whole bunch to choose from. But that's a Mount Rushmore.
we've had some on our show.
Yeah. I mean, you got
Becky
Jen Star
Warren.
Cynic, Becky Warren, Georgia English, Savannah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's great. All right, well, we've come to the end of the episode. Nobody got slapped, so that was a big thumbs up. And hopefully
So worried.
hopefully you won't go around slapping anyone. But what you can do, honestly, is, we appreciate everyone that showed up in the live chat. You guys were great tonight. Love the comments. Guys, make sure to do that every Thursday night. Don't forget, next week, Courtney Rogers will be our guest, God willing, and the creek don't rise. And we want you to go check out our website, which is bybpod.com, or now you can go to blameyourbrother.tv. It will take you to the website as well. So whichever one you feel comfortable with, you go there. All our past episodes are there. You got our social media links, ways to grab the podcast, and what else is on there, John?
There is an Amazon affiliate link on there. It's the change of season. Things are starting to warm up. You need some warmer clothes, but you don't want to go to the stores to get your clothes. Just order them off Amazon. You know what your sizes are. But click on the Amazon affiliate link on our page first. Then it'll help the show. It doesn't cost you anything else, but then you get to help us do what we do.
There you go. And you guys have been doing it. We appreciate that. Like I said, every little bit helps, and thank you so much. Hey, make sure if you're in the live chat, hit that thumbs up button that you like it. Tell all your friends about it. And with all that being said, John, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself. We can blame your brother.
Ouch.